Tonight, when the sun goes down, you'll flip a switch without thinking and the room fills with light. But for nearly all of human history, no such switch existed. When darkness fell, it fell completely. You couldn't even see your own hand in front of your face. For over 300,000 years, every person who came before you spent close to half their life in near total blackness, often without even candles. Just the night sky, the stars, and whatever fire they could keep burning. So, what filled all those hours? The answer changes how we think about sleep, storytelling, and what it means to be human. Let's start with fire, because without it, none of this was possible. The oldest evidence of controlled fire comes from Wonderwerk Cave in South Africa, roughly a million years ago. Before fire, our ancestors lived like every other primate. Once the sun set, you climbed a tree or found shelter, and you stayed still. Moving at night meant becoming food. Our eyes are terrible in the dark compared to leopards, hyenas, and wolves. Fire changed that. Overnight, literally, a campfire creates a protective radius of about 30 feet. Predators won't cross it. Step outside that circle and you're exposed. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherers have found that people who wander from the fire at night are still significantly more likely to be killed by predators even today. But fire also gave humans something brand new: extra hours. Before fire, the usable day ended at sunset, roughly 12 hours in summer, as few as 8 in winter. Fire added 2 to 4 more hours to every day, and over thousands of generations, those extra hours reshaped our entire species. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wisner studied the Juhonsi people of the Kalahari, one of the last groups living close to humanity's original lifestyle. What she found was striking. During the day, 80% of their conversations were practical logistics, hunting, resources, but at night, around the fire, 81% of conversations became stories, myths, adventures, jokes, tales of distant places. Wisner argued this is where human culture was born. The campfire was the first theater, the first classroom, the first place of worship where humans learned to imagine things that didn't yet exist. But something else happened after dark too, something science only rediscovered recently. You were not designed to sleep the way you sleep now. In 2001, historian Roger Ackirk published research after 16 years digging through historical records, prayer books, diaries, medical texts, even Homer's Odyssey. All of them describe the same thing: a first sleep and a second sleep. People went to bed shortly after sunset, slept about 4 hours, woke for 1 to 2 hours in the middle of the night, then slept again until dawn. This wasn't insomnia, it was completely normal for thousands of years. During that midnight wakeful window, people visited neighbors, interpreted dreams, or simply lay in the dark and thought. A 1500s medical guide called this the ideal time for reflection. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware ran an experiment. He removed all artificial light from volunteers' lives for a month, giving them 14 hours of darkness every night. Within weeks, every participant fell into the same pattern: 4 hours of sleep, 1 to 3 hours of calm wakefulness, then 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody told them to. Their hormone levels during that wakeful period showed elevated prolactin, the same hormone released during meditation. They described it as peaceful, meditative, a distinct state of consciousness most of us have never experienced. So what killed it? Light street lamps appeared in the 1600s, then cheaper candles, then gas lighting, then in 1879, Edison's light bulb. Within a generation, 300,000 years of night simply disappeared. Even the word curfew comes from the French couvre-feu, cover the fire. Night was meant to be dark. Night was when you were vulnerable, and being outside after dark without a lantern was often illegal. Then we conquered it. We flooded it with light and called it progress. But here's the cost. Modern humans get 7 to 8 hours of artificial light after sunset. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Your brain can't tell a light bulb from the sun, so at 11 p.m., it thinks it's daytime. Sleep fragments, circadian rhythms shaped over millions of years, get disrupted. Studies show people who go camping for just 1 week with zero artificial light reset their melatonin cycles by nearly 2 hours. That's all it takes for 300,000 years of programming to reassert itself. We didn't just change when we sleep. We erased an entire phase of human consciousness, that quiet reflective state between first and second sleep. Now we call it insomnia and treat it like a disorder. But what if waking at 2 a.m.? Isn't your body malfunctioning? What if it's your body remembering exactly what it was built to do? For 300,000 years, your ancestors lived in a rhythm we are only beginning to understand, gathering around fires, telling stories that built civilizations. Sleeping in two phases with a quiet window of reflection between them, living under a sky where the Milky Way was just the sky. We traded all of that for a light switch, and most of us never even noticed it was gone.